Good morning, everybody. It is 9:32 and time to simplify your life. And of course,
It's a tall order around here, too, my friend.
And whenever we
Tall
talk
order.
about that, Michelle, we bring you into the mix because you have just the guy here today.
I do. My buddy Scott Dean with HGTV Home Design Studio by Bassett. He's in again, and we're talking. Last week you talked fabrics. We've talked upholstery, all kinds of great stuff. And today you're focused on spot removal.
Cleaning
because
fabrics.
That happens. We get new stuff, and then
it's a common question when people are buying their upholstery. They want to know how to clean it, how to go about it.
Because that comes into play when you're deciding what type of material to build your piece.
Absolutely.
That's true. That's
and
true.
we ask, of course, like we did last time, do you have dogs, do you have pets, do you have kids, and then it determines what fabric we're going to show you and what we're going to put on your upholstery. Today, we're going to try to simplify the cleaning, but in a very simplified way. We're not going to go all out because it would take like hours and hours and hours to actually do everything.
Depending on
that
each,
you
yeah,
could
what
do,
type of stain.
And most of the time, you know, you hear about Stainmaster for carpet. You know, that's a common stain treatment that they have on lots of carpets, and you kind of know how that's going to affect, but how that's going to be treated. But you don't know about fabrics. So fabrics come in different finishes on the fabric, pre-finished or possibly another topical finish that you add after the sale or during the sale. For instance, you might have heard the term Scotch guarding.
Yeah,
that's
Scotch
a typical.
guarding, yeah.
Or a Teflon-based one would be Guardian or something like that. We at the HGTV Home Studio use a Teflon-based system by Guardian, and that's a different spray on, and it acts differently for the cleanup.
Is that a home application that we can do ourselves?
It is not.
It's not. Okay.
You guys do it in your facility, or
we do it in the facility. It does withstand several cleanings. Where Scotch Guard a lot of times will come off after one cleaning, and you reapply yourself.
Reapply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the things to know that are very important is whether the most important thing is know the fabric content. Everywhere you go to find out how you're going to clean it, you have to know the fabric content because that's going to determine whether or not how it's cleaned. Generally, you'll see maybe a W cleaning would be water. You would see an S. That code is for solvent. You might see an X. That means vacuum only. Or you might see a WS, which means water and solvent.
So those labels that are on our front, they have things of important.
Oh, yeah, the do not remove tag might actually have that on it.
So that is on the tag. It's on the furniture, or where's
Usually
it at?
on the fabric when you're buying it, and not so much on the piece itself. So you may not know it. So you need to know.
Take note of that ahead.
I was going to say, is that something you want to make sure that when you do have something created, you do put that on the piece of furniture?
It would be really good to know that because when you have that emergency and you need to know what the content is and what the cleaning code is for that particular
So it's water-based, solvent-based, vacuum only, or water and solvent.
Or water and solvent, and then there might be another one called dry clean. So
there is a
professional dry clean.
Okay.
Yeah, so then that's going to be a professional dry clean system.
And you've got all samples here.
We've got samples here. So what we want to do first is to make your simple plan. This is your action plan. No matter what happens, this is what you're going to do first. No matter if you know what's on it or not, your action plan is.
So you have these in the drawer, right?
You have all this. The first one is blot, 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 blot with a clean white cloth, preferably terry if possible. Why? Because it's got fibers.
It's going to help pick up.
It's going to help pick up. Why white? Because you can see the stain come up over and over and over until finally it becomes white again.
So don't put anything on it. Try to blot up as much of whatever has spilled.
That's correct.
First.
But prior to that, if it's something crumbly like crackers and cheese or crackers and mustard, you might want to try to vacuum up first.
Okay.
Get the big stuff off.
So you're not blotting that back into
not smashing it in?
Right.
Okay.
Almost every single method tells you to blot. Blot. Do not rub. Do not abrasion.
Because that's the first thing that's the
scrub,
typical thing you go.
scrub,
No,
thinking that's going to make it
do
better.
Not scrub.
Right.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to test some fabrics with water and then a home remedy solution. That's all we're going to do today. We're not going to get into solvents because that creates a whole different conversation. But this is what you're going to do first. You're going to blot. You're going to use water.
We can apply on
and then the home
everything
solution.
that we have.
So this is everything you've got.
Right. So what are we messing
So
it up
here's what
with?
we've got right here. We've got a polypropylene. This is Revolution Fabric by Bassett. This is the indestructible fabric. Half of it has been just regular. I treated this half with Teflon. This is a multi-fabric content with rayon, polylinen, cotton, treated up here with Teflon, not below, and then a solid cotton. These are our fabrics.
Okay.
Then, the other thing we're going to do is, and you're going to help us with this, these are indestructible vinyls, and they are called ink-resistant vinyls.
Ink-resistant.
Ink-resistant. So what I'm going to have you do first is you're going to get to going on this. Here's your ink pens right here.
Okay.
You're going to scribble on those.
Okay.
And then you're going to clean those up for us.
I really can do on all four of them.
work.
You can
over
do
there.
whatever you
Okay.
want. And then what Michelle and I are going to do is we're going to get some red wine.
We're gonna get in with the good
we're gonna
stuff
get some,
here.
So we're going to get some red wine
Okay.
on this half and some mustard on this half right,
All right.
here. So you want to go this between this one and this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we want to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so now what you're gonna take the water
Okay,
and
so
you're
here
gonna,
we go. So here I just scribbled my name and then rock and roll.
Yep.
Okay. So we're here.
So you're go ahead and do your water treatment, and you're just spray
This
the
is
water.
just
on
plain
that.
water.
Plain water on that one.
On
Just
this
spray
here?
the water on that. Yep, and then start scrubbing that down with some plain
now
water.
am I blotting on this, or am I just
This
scrubbing?
one can be scrubbed because it's a vinyl. It has a little bit different, but it should come out that way. So what we're going to do here is, because this is mustard and probably before you blot, I'm going to try to just kind of scoop some of that up so that we have less of a. Thanks, Michelle, for that.
Well, I
So
want
we
to
can-
see. I
You're
really
just doing
want
this to keep me
I really want
occupied.
to see
Scott,
your.
aren't ya?
So,
You're just doing this to keep me occupied.
as seen on TV, you know.
There we go. All right.
So there you go. Okay, now we're going to blot.
I'll
so
take this from
yeah,
you.
so we're going to blot. We're going to blot. This is interesting how this has been affected. This one here being Teflon and being the polypropylene, you can see that really is already.
It kind of sat on the top
Yeah,
a
sat
little
on the
bit.
top. Yeah, so you can start
You're
on that
lifting
red,
it.
Okay. All right.
red wine right there.
Yeah, this isn't doing a whole heck of a lot there, Scott.
Well,
if I really dig into it,
you
okay.
gotta dig into
oh,
that.
okay. Now it is. Now I'm really pressing into it, and now it's lifting it.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
So after we get this blotted, what we want to do is start with water and see if we can get some of this up with water.
Okay.
So here's your water. Now, if you're like me, you've made a mess on your. How you coming there? You getting it? Need more water?
If I had some brake clean, I bet you that would work really well too. I know that. Let's get some more water on
Okay.
there.
So and it is nice to be able to see it's still
Yeah.
what you're picking up.
As you can see on this one, on this Revolution fabric over here, especially
But those-
Teflon,
yeah.
that's the one
Look at
that's
that one's almost out.
yeah, that's the one that's doing the best. Right
But again,
over
for
here.
permanent markers, this is really doing it's doing some damage here with the cloth, just cloth and water on this.
And then what we're going to try then after we get as much of this we can get with water is the home remedy
Okay,
here.
okay.
And the home remedy is a very simple recipe.
We
which
have the
for you.
recipe for people that
The
can.
recipe is distilled water, 3/4 cup of distilled water, warm if possible, 1/4 cup of white vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of natural dish soap if you have natural. And they say natural, no colors, no perfumes, because that could add additional problems to the fabric. So we're going to try some
clear dish soap, basically.
pretty much
right?
clear,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
clear dish soap. There.
Okay.
Here, try some home
Gosh,
remedy.
I'm
on that.
dying to just scrub, but
No,
I'm not going to do it.
blah. And the last.
Oh, now it's coming out.
The one thing that I tell people is over and over and over, your patience on this. You have to be very patient
Yes.
to get this out of here.
It's not an instant
My mom can
removal.
get
No.
spots out of everything, and she is all about the blot.
This one you can see is almost out. And of course, we
Yeah.
don't have time to go over
So
that.
the big point, it's good to have your fabrics treated.
Right.
Because that's going to just, so especially if you're making a nice investment in a really nice piece of furniture, have
Right.
it treated.
And it's also registered, the treatment's registered with the company, and so it actually has a warranty back to the company, and if you can't get it out, you call them, they tell you what to
Okay.
do.
Really?
And if it absolutely stains it, they will replace it for you.
And
Now,
this is hard.
this is
one
cotton,
of these
pure
is
cotton.
yeah. This
See,
is a
the
harder
one that's
fabric
treated,
to get the
yeah, this one's obviously the
stains
best.
out of. It's
where
fading. It's fading, but I'm going to be blotting here till next Wednesday.
The other thing to note is that if you stained a pillow or
Mm-hmm.
a cushion, you can certainly take that off and you can blot both sides. So you can really, if you pull the
Yeah,
cover off, it
right,
helps
right.
because you
Does
can.
it help to get it on a hard surface too, or not, or soft surface on both sides?
You can do this where you put your cloth
That's okay,
down.
that's what I'm
And
thinking.
you
because
want to do
some
all
it's
of
gonna go
this
through.
before you throw it in the wash, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that could set the
stain
set the
even
stain.
further.
All right, now
Okay.
what were this vinyl called? What was it called?
This is commercial vinyl. It's called
Ink
it's ink
resistant.
resistant vinyl.
Okay.
And so it's good for seat cushions, like dining room seats.
Right.
You might use it on ottomans.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, here we go. I
Good
scribbled
job,
across
and,
this
and then you can see
with a
look
marker
at
here.
how
Look
this
at
is all
this
coming
one.
out of there. Just need to spend a little bit more time with it, and I could have probably poured a little less on there for you. But Most
really did a good job.
important points that we want everybody to take note of today, of course, knowing your fabric content,
Knowing your fabric
right?
content.
And researching the cleaning method that goes with whatever that fabric content is,
Right.
and just keep repeating
Repeat,
it over
repeat,
and over and
repeat,
over again. You
repeat.
can go to hdtvdsm.com, stop by Scott's showroom out there. He has beautiful things. Bring your stain to him. He'll blot for you.
But again,
I'll show you why you need a new one.
okay, exactly. It's the easiest thing. Just replace the
Replace
material
it,
on
yeah.
there. Okay, that'd be his ultimate solution. But the thing is, it's not an instant removal.
It's not.
It's gonna take a little
Takes
bit of
time,
time.
takes time.
This one's the best right here. We got the wine out of
Here.
this, the mustard's coming
Okay.
out of this. This one's going to take a little bit longer, but you can see that we're making progress on it.
Great
yes,
progress.
we
on
can
that.
see this. It's working.
Wonderful.
Good job. Good
Great job.
Thank you, Scott. Stay tuned. There's still more to come here on Iowa Law.